evidence is material and the disclosure is critically, the exculpatory value cannot be analyzed at such a late juncture because of the non-disclosure. Is the evidence material? Well, post-trial discovery of evidence under Brady requires a reasonable probability that the result of the proceeding would have been different. Discovery of evidence during trial requires an evaluation of whether the late tender has impeded the effective use of evidence in such a way that it impacts the fundamental fairness of the proceedings, and that is State versus Corte Castro. This evidence is material. The late discovery of this evidence during trial has impeded the effective use of evidence in such a way that it has impacted the fundamental fairness of the proceedings. The defense is not in a position.
Can you believe it? Can you believe what is happening in this case right now? I am beside myself. What is actually going on in this case? Right? The state prosecutor lost her damn mind. Right?
Position to test the state's theory as to the source of the live rounds that killed Ms. Hutchins. I'm also going to take a look at Harper, State versus Harper. The assessment of sanctions depends upon the extent of the government's culpability, weighed against the amount of prejudice to the state, quoting Shenarda. Let's go through culpability.
I can't believe it.
Our case law generally provides that the refusal to comply with a district court's discovery order only rises to the level of exclusion or dismissal where the state's conduct is especially culpable, such as where evidence is unilaterally withheld by the state in bad faith, where all access to the evidence is precluded by state intransigence.
Why so many people think that he should be, the book should be thrown at him? I don't get it.
The state is
It's not his job to check the weapon.
culpable.
Sorry.
For failure to provide this discovery to the defendant.
But they all should have
The state
checked either way.
unilaterally withheld
Double
the
check.
settlement
Everybody
report.
should double check.
Santa Fe County Sheriff's Officer made the decision.
Look at that. Look at the face on that chick right now. How do you feel right now, dude? See, because I happen to be one of the people that don't think that Alex should be found guilty for this. But let's say if it was something nefarious, for reals. Because in my opinion, it was a setup. Right? That caused this outcome. That's the problem. See?
Also, with the prosecutor, pursuant to Hancock's testimony, that the evidence was of no evidentiary value and failed to connect the evidence to the instant case. The case agent, as well as...
How could she do this? This is like a huge, huge screw up. Face it. Huge. Huge. Huge.
Testimony, Ms. Morrissey was aware of the new evidence and yet did not make an effort to disclose it to defense. The state's willful withholding of this information was intentional and deliberate.
How?
If this conduct does not rise to the level of bad faith, it certainly comes so near to bad faith as to show signs of scorching. Prejudice. When discovery has been produced late, prejudice does not accrue unless the evidence is material and the disclosure is so late that it undermines the defendant's preparation for trial.
This is absolutely unbelievable.
This conduct is highly prejudicial to the defendant. The jury has been sworn, jeopardy has attached, and this disclosure during the course of trial is so late that it undermines the defendant's preparation for trial. There is no way for the court to right this wrong. Lesser sanctions under Harper.
That's
Trial
right.
courts possess broad discretionary authority to decide what sanction to impose when a discovery order is violated. State versus Lemire. The sanction of dismissal is
Yeah,
the
and
only
free
warranted
Hannah.
remedy. The jury has been sworn, jeopardy has attached, and a mistrial would not be based upon manifest necessity. Further, the sanction of dismissal is warranted in this case. The state has repeatedly made representations to defense and to the court that they were compliant with all their discovery obligations. Despite their repeated
I think justice
representations,
is
they have
served,
continued to
literally.
fail to disclose critical evidence to the defendant. Brady and Harper are satisfied. Dismissal with prejudice is warranted. Court also has power, inherent power. Per State versus Lemire, where discovery violations inject needless delay into the proceedings, courts may impose meaningful sanctions to effectuate their inherent power and promote efficient judicial administration. The state's discovery violation.
Alec Baldwin's a free man now.
Delay into the instant jury trial. Dismissal with prejudice is warranted to ensure the integrity of the judicial system and the efficient administration of justice.
Very good.
The motion to dismiss with prejudice is granted.
Awesome. I'm happy.
Now, with respect to the jury, I don't imagine you all want to return on Monday. I will take care of the jury.
That's so great. It's not even fair. I'm upset because it's not fair. I mean, I think it was a fair decision in the end, but it's unfair to Hannah. Hannah needs to be freed from jail. That sucks. That sucks so bad. Wait, so could this... So, was this evidence that was not withheld from the Hannah trial? Right? Because that's a question to ask. Like, I almost want to hear the judge say that again.
The jury trial. Dismissal with prejudice is warranted to ensure the integrity of the judicial system and the efficient administration of justice. The motion to dismiss with prejudice is granted. Now, with respect to the jury, I don't imagine you all want to return on Monday. I will take care of the jury. We are in recess.
Amazing. An amazing ending to this trial. I still think that it's not fair to Hannah. And my heart just goes out to her still, regardless of. Yeah, but Hannah is innocent. And she's doing time right now. And that sucks. Hey, Bex, how are you? Case dismissed. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I'm quite emotional, right? Because in my heart, I don't think that he's guilty of it. And I think that it was a setup, right? But I'm feeling for Hannah right now. You know, like, it isn't right. It isn't right that she's there. She didn't do anything.
The case agent.
Can you believe that, prosecutor? Can you even believe this even is happening? Like, it's almost not even real to think about it. It's great to see you. Thank you for joining me. It's almost not real when you think about it. Like, so it's almost like, what? I don't watch either of the trials. Get to see any evidence. I just started watching today. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Literally, it's unbelievable This trial was supposed to last until, well, at least 8 days. So we had like 5 more days left because this is the day 3, right, of the rush trial. And I can't believe this. But when something like this happens, it goes to show that nothing else matters, right? For in the sake of justice, this is what has to happen. That's the weird thing about it.
Pursuant to Hancock's testimony, Ms. Morrissey was aware of the new evidence and yet did not make an effort to disclose it to defense. The state's willful withholding of this information was intentional and deliberate. If this conduct
Intentional and deliberate. Why would she do that? Because, like, this is unbelievable. Is prosecution being held accountable? What are the repercussions? Well, there's definitely going to be repercussions, and she's probably going to be fined, and maybe even she could maybe even be debarred for this, perhaps. I'm thinking, because this is like pretty serious. You're withholding evidence that didn't come out in discovery. I mean, come on. Completely deliberate. I'm saying every trial and every case is dependent on the depositions and the discovery of each and both sides. They can't withhold evidence. That's prejudice. That's being prejudiced to the accused. So, in the sake of justice, this is the only rightful thing that can happen. Right? Because it's amazing because it discredits everything else. See? That's why it's super important. How could the state even do this? It's beyond comprehension to me right now. She needs to sit in the naughty corner on a pine cone. Well, because it is completely so predetermined. It's premeditated. She has a personal issue with Alec Baldwin. Face it, right? She's trying to withhold stuff from coming out in discovery because she has issues, because she thinks Baldwin ought to be accountable for something that it wasn't even really his job to do. But at the same time, had it been me, I would have been double checking everything, because this is a perfect example of it, right? Not double checking everything. But the outcome of this trial is a trip. So you know what that means? Like, so okay, in my opinion, they failed. Their plan failed. Can Hannah appeal anything in her case with that evidence? Well, most likely not, because the appeal process for her case had a time frame, right? The statutes probably is gone for that now. But if they could file motions, in my opinion, if this type of evidence or this particular evidence was withheld in her case. For example, that's my question now, right? I'm curious to know of how much of this evidence was held back in the Hannah trial that had her literally convicted. I'm like,
does not rise to the level of bad faith, it certainly comes so near to bad faith as to
it completely proves bad faith 100%. You can't withhold anything. Everybody on both sides have to have everything on the table. And if you don't, you're showing prejudice, and that is going to be bad. consider her career over now. Okay?
Show signs of scorching.
Scorching. Scorching.
Prejudice. When discovery
Prejudice.
has been produced late, prejudice does not accrue unless the evidence is material and the disclosure is so late that it undermines the defendant's preparation for trial. The court concludes that this conduct is highly prejudicial to the defendant. The jury has been sworn, jeopardy has attached, and this disclosure during the course of trial is so late that it undermines the defendant's preparation for trial. There is no way for the court to right this wrong.
There is no way for the court to right this wrong. I love to hear that, right? Because that's showing that a judge really wants justice to happen regardless of, right? About Kohlberger's case. Kohlberger is innocent. Potential exculpatory evidence that not provided yet, allegedly. Well, that's another case that's going to have a lot of those types of things in it that's going to be exculpatory, and that I think is going to have a high chance of dismissal, such as this case. Because, well, anytime you're holding back evidentiary evidence, and this was a big thing to hold back. These were copper tops shells, literal rounds that were involved in the actual scene of what was actually happening. How could she be so dumb? If she wanted him to be convicted so bad, she would have never withheld that evidence. Or did she withhold it because she knew that it was going to be exculpatory? Right? You never know how one thinks. It's fascinating that this even happened. It's
lesser sanctions under Harper. Trial courts possess broad discretionary authority to decide what sanction to impose when a discovery order is violated.
unbelievable.
The sanction of dismissal is the only warranted remedy. The jury has been sworn, jeopardy has attached.
A dismissal is the only remedy warranted. I'm on the fence with him. I go back and forth. I need to see all the evidence that make my final decision. Well, they don't have any evidence on Kohlberger other than touch DNA. That didn't even come from Kohlberger. It came through his father. Okay? And so it's like, to me, no jury is ever going to go for that. Okay? There's going to be at least one or two people, if not 3 or 4, that's going to say, no way. Just because somebody turned off their phone at a certain hour and was in a certain neighborhood at a certain time does not predispose them to being at a crime scene to do this kind of thing. Well, no, the discovery phase hasn't that already happened and taken place already in the Brian Kohlberger case? Because that should all the stuff that needs to come out in discovery. Okay? And so I'm saying if it doesn't come out in discovery, then they're wrecked. Extremely wrecked.
When discovery has been produced late, prejudice does not accrue unless the evidence is material and the disclosure is so late that it undermines the defendant's preparation for trial.
So unless it was material. So in other words, it was, in every sense of the word, material. We're talking about shell rounds, right? Unfired shell rounds that are pertinent to this case. The only remedy is a mistrial.
The court concludes that this conduct is highly prejudicial to the defendant. The jury has been sworn, jeopardy has attached, and this disclosure during the course of trial is so late that it undermines the defendant's preparation for trial. There is no way for the court to right this wrong. Lesser sanctions under Harper. Trial courts possess broad discretionary authority to decide what sanction to impose when a discovery order is violated.
See, they have to use discretionary whatever to impose.
So late that it undermines.
So if she's gonna have
for trial, there is no way for the court to write this
sanctions. So in other words, fines. She's gonna be hit with fines. Karen Reed around. No, she didn't. Truckee Jr. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. No, Karen Reed's innocent also and as well. It seems like when they don't have nothing to go on, they just like grasp at anything.
Under Harper, trial courts possess broad discretionary authority to decide what sanction to impose when a discovery.
See what sanctions to impose. Now they have to come up with what exactly she'll have to do.
Order is violated. State versus Lanier. The sanction of dismissal is the only warranted remedy.
The only warranted remedy.
Has attached, and a mistrial would not be based upon manifest necessity. Further, the sanction of dismissal is warranted in this case. The state has repeatedly made representations to defense and to the court that they were compliant with all their discovery obligations. Despite their repeated representations, they have continued to fail to disclose critical evidence to the defendant.
That's a whole lot of weight being lifted off of them right now.
Dismissal with prejudice is warranted. Court also has inherent power. Per State versus Lemire, where discovery violations inject needless delay into the proceedings, courts may impose meaningful sanctions to effectuate their inherent power and promote efficient judicial administration. The state's discovery violation has injected a needless, incurable delay into the instant jury trial. Dismissal with prejudice is warranted to ensure the integrity of the judicial system and the efficient administration of justice.
Wow.
The motion to dismiss.
Just wow. Just wow, man. Wow.
Now, with respect to the jury, I don't imagine you all want to return on Monday.
I can't believe it.
We are in recess.
Oh my God. Because oh my God. See, there's people out there that think, oh, look, this is multiple failures. Changing my gamer tag to Alec Baldwin. See, we always have a mixed bag of who feels what way, right? I think justice was served today in this courtroom. However, I think it was, it's such a blatant, stupid mistake that's so malice in its intent that I think that she needs to be disbarred from her job position, right? Because that's just too much dishonesty in you know how it is. So Emily D Baker, she's got 39K people watching her right now, and I was watching her earlier, but I think we're probably gonna, she's big, so I'm not gonna try to listen to her opinion on it and get messed with or anything. But that was an unbelievable outcome. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. Dismissed. Unbelievable. We're just going to listen in for a couple of seconds to this.
Younger, you can't go back in time. Christina, ABC News, we've been reporting that the Biden campaign is testing head-to-head matchups of Vice President Harris against former President Trump in polling. What do you?
Oh God.
Curious how you view this kind of.
Nobody thinks that Harris is going to make it to be a vice president. Give me a break. What are they ever even thinking? What are they even thinking? Nobody wants her as as president. They can forget about that whole stupid ass idea of theirs. Okay, because absolutely nobody's going to go for that. I can't believe this is happening. I cannot believe that's even happening. Because face it, that was an unbelievable outcome. She was behind in the trial, so I listened to another channel. I can't wait to see her reaction. Yeah, Emily D. Baker. Yeah, she's pretty good. I was listening to her earlier. You know what I'm slacking off on? I haven't even made reservations yet for next week. I'm supposed to have reservations already done so we know where we're going. And I don't have no idea yet. All I know is I need a breakfast buffet in the morning. You know, sausages, bacon, eggs, waffles. Facts, not effery. 100% yes. And Buddy's been doing good all day. He had his medicine this morning. I can't find my Puff Bar. God, that gets on my nerves. And I'm glad that my mom came. She agreed to come. My mom is great like that. Because she comes and helps us out with the house and everything. Because I get overwhelmed with everything. It's crazy. So I'm slacking off. I'm supposed to be making reservations to know where we're going to be. I still haven't done that yet. And I'm slacking off. What can I say? But it's okay though, because this way I could take. It's just the most hardest part about it is too many options. You know, when you have too many options, you can't like narrow it down. That's always my problem. And also the location. Like for example, because I would want to be close to my daughter's work so that she can come there and preferably not just to have a breakfast buffet, but like have a restaurant nearby so that for lunch, when she leaves work for lunch, you know, I could be like 2 minutes away and she can come and we can have lunch together and then she can like go back to work and not be late going back to work, you know, because I want everything to be close by. So today she's doing some kind of presentation thing and passing out food to people. And then after that, when she comes home, I'm going to talk to her about it and see precisely more where her location is to where we should stay. That's how I think I should calculate it. Because otherwise, if I make reservations and we're farther away than we need to be, then that's going to be counterproductive. See, preferably if there could be a nice little restaurant nearby so we can have like the breakfast at the hotel in the morning and then just eat dinner somewhere else. Eat lunch and dinner somewhere else. And I'll be okay with that because I don't think you're going to find hotels that's going to like, well, there are some. They have like restaurants on site and everything. But like, I think it was like $166 or something like that, or $161 a night. It's getting up there. That's getting pretty high up there. Considering I'm taking a trip right at the end of July again to go back up to the Sierras. So it's kind of like I have to kind of like budget myself a little. Because you got to figure on that trip, I'm going to need a rental car and a hotel, and food is going to be separate. That's going to be another expensive trip. But for this one, I don't know. I'm thinking like between 800 and a grand, maybe I could probably pull it off if I shop around right for the right place to stay. That's the main thing, is the right place to know where to stay. We have a lurker, evidently. Wonder who it is. What are they saying now about Trump?
At the convention, suspense building around Trump's VP pick comes at a critical time of Democratic division as more members of President.
Why? Who did he pick as VP? I don't even know that answer yet. Yeah, because, yeah, the best thing to do is wait for Sissy. That way we can make the decision together. The one good thing that I wanted to get accomplished before I do go on my mini vacation, though, is kind of get my room in order. There goes Bud. Starting to whine. My husband should be here anytime, hopefully. Is it not as hot today? It feels like it's not as hot today. Maybe it is, and it's my impression that it isn't. I might even be able to, like, turn my mattress over. Well, I'll have to pull my mattress, slide my mattress off, get the box spring out from underneath it, and then put my mattress back on it without the box spring there. Because with the box spring there, or I could try to take the plastic off the box spring. Oh, that's where my puff bar was. Wrecked. I opened a new one for no reason. I had it like right here on my chest the whole entire time. I didn't even know. It's like, pay attention. Yeah, so things are moving right along. Did you? No, and I haven't found my keys. That's the other thing that's in the back of my mind right now that's bothering me. Right? Because it should be right here, right where I'm at, and it's not. It's really worrisome at this point because it'll cost a lot of money. We go through this every few months with me. You know how it is. Since you've known me, I've misplaced my keys at least once or twice. If not, yeah, 2 or 3 times at least. And the car rental keys once. Remember? I had to keep the car rental for an extra day because of that. That was a ton of money extra because you don't tell them ahead of time. So they jack up the prices. I know how to rent a car though from now on. I'll just show up over there. I'll show up over there and this is what I'm going to do next time, okay? Hold on, I got to turn the air conditioner back on because it's hot. You're okay, bud. Daddy's going to come soon to be with you. We have to make sure it's putting out cool air, otherwise we're defeating the purpose. All right. What was my point again? Oh. Hopefully it'll cool down in here good enough soon. Or, see, because the thing is, the frame around my bed is a low frame, right? So when I put the box spring on top of it, it's too high, and then the mattress doesn't fit around the box, the actual frame of the bed anymore. So it slides off. Okay. So right where the foot of the bed, the footboard of the bed is right where that ends, and right at that level is exactly where the box spring comes up to. So then my mattress is sitting on top of that, and it slides. It slides to the right always, every single day. Oh, I don't know why I had that mask on still. Finally, I took that mask off. Oh, now I'm just relaxing. I had a new Kylie idea today, and I forgot what it was. I was thinking of like getting a hold of Vinny, um, Vinny, what is his name? Paul, something. You know, he's on Law and Crime Network. Vinny. He does his own podcasts or whatever now. His own. My husband works in the mattress industry. He's always talking about. I get it. Yeah, Vinny Politan. That's his name. I didn't want to mess his name up, but yeah. So I was thinking about him and I don't know, not really so much creators, but people that are like established, but like don't have a bias. I don't know, but besides that, senators and congressmen should hear about Kylie because that autopsy report needs to be turned around on its head, flat out. I can't believe the words of the judge. Can you? Holy God.
Lesser sanctions under ARPA, trial courts possess broad discretionary authority to decide what sanction to impose when a discovery order is violated.
What sanctions to impose when a discovery, what did she say? When a discovery order is violated. No, it is Vinnie Politan. That is his name. You have it right. So the other only thing that I can think of is maybe if I take the plastic off the oh God, what is my brain thinking about? The box spring. If I take the plastic off the box spring, there could be a good chance that it might not slide anymore. Maybe. Right? Because that'll be like fabric against fabric. Yeah, horse shit is right. None of us is going to go for it at all whatsoever. They need to figure it out. But my friend freaking called me. Then I call him and he never responds. It's like, forget about it. I'll ask my husband when he gets home and see what he has to say about it sliding. Yeah, it's because my bed is a low platform bed, but then I have a box spring on top of that, and then my mattress on top of it, and it keeps on sliding. And it drives me nuts. Like, I can't deal with it anymore. Literally. I'm ready to just forget about it. Well, if I got another platform bed frame, then I could put my mattress on top of it and not worry about it. But I think the problem is that this bed is not made to have a box spring underneath it. And that's the problem. Because it goes higher than the frame of the bed. Then it doesn't keep it in there. It's a drag. God, I can't believe the Alec Baldwin trial ended the way that it is. A dismissal. OMG. But face it. In real life, you gotta admit, that's pretty brave, okay? Is it the original plastic that you got the box spring in? Yeah, it's the original plastic. I never took it off. All I did was take my mattress to the side, put it down, and then put the mattress over it. So let's discuss how brave. How brave was it for that prosecutor to do this move? Because knowingly, right? That's what I was thinking. With a low profile frame, I don't think you need a box spring. Yeah, I know, but yeah, I know. It's the way that my brain does things a lot sometimes. It's because the wooden slats that are meant to be there, since my mattress is like, it's like foam, right? The whole thing is like foam. So if, especially by the headboard, there would be like a big old gap. I know. I'll probably end up having to buy, and my husband was complaining that the bed was too low ever since I got this bed. And that's what made me get the box spring in reality, to bring it up higher. And so now it's up higher, but it won't stay in place, and it's annoying. So was that prosecutor fully aware of the consequences of her options, or I mean of the choices she made? I'm eating these biscuits and I think they're old. I hope they don't make me sick. Yeah, they like expired in 23 sometime. Okay, now we have to go back to Dr. G, the medical examiner. Your daughter has a low profile bed and does not have a box spring. You're right there. It's gap in between the bed and the nut. Yeah, that's what got on my nerves originally. So then I said, okay, a box spring will fix it. Evidently it didn't. Evidently it just created me more problems that I didn't even know I was going to be facing beforehand. Now we're exiting YouTube because I want to see if Dr. G gives me any insightful information. Kylie case. I think I better just turn off the TV and turn it back on again. Time is flying by. I guess it's getting better. Ha ha ha. Okay, let's see if this is gonna work. I don't know if there's anything you can do about that. Okay, that sounds great, Bex. Thanks. Oh, and Baby G really liked chatting with you the other day. She liked that a lot. She's like, I like Bex. I'm like, yeah, she's cool.
I put two polarizing filters to see if there's any objects like talc or something that would have caused that fibrosis. He doesn't have any. So it could be just idiopathic, meaning we don't know why he's got fibrosis. A lot of the time, you never find a cause.
So far, she's found nothing to suggest why Jeffrey's kidneys shut
So-
down so abruptly.
So right now I'm investigating. Okay. The probability or the possibility, not probability, because I believe there's a probability, but just to give it the benefit of the doubt, the possibility of Reber not having a conclusion as to the COD on Kylie. Okay? Because face it, 15 days is a long time and it will mask whatever
And one thing,
happened.
At the autopsy, there was something subtly wrong with those organs. It was whispering the answer to me, but I couldn't hear it. When I looked at the tissues under the microscope, the answer shouted out at me.
What could it be? The dramatization.
then Jeffrey Woods is the picture of health. But looks can be deceiving.
Although he supposedly takes good care of himself and exercises and eats right, something terrible is going on inside of him.
Jeffrey's heart is severely damaged by high blood pressure or chronic hypertension.
You know, it's not that unusual to get a history that somebody's in great shape. Then I open them up and find heart.
So then his heart will go into. She's so sweet. I like her. All her shorts and videos on her new channel. Oh yeah, she opened up a channel for her pup. She's really great.
But Jeffrey's kidneys showed evidence of an unusual illness that's much more aggressive. Malignant or accelerated hypertension.
Malignant hypertension is a much higher blood pressure where it just goes way out of control, really fast and really high, causing havoc and damage of very
Why?
acutely to the blood vessels.
The degree
Why though?
high that inner lining of the blood vessel is damaged.
In turn, the damaged lining tears apart the red blood cells that are trying to deliver oxygen.
And they just.
Microangiopathic hemolytic anemia.
Oh wow, that's horrible. That looks crazy.
Although he's not bleeding out,
His organ looks crazy looking at it under a microscope. The kidneys. I've never seen that before. Usually you'll see like whatever effects happen. Gap filler or headboard gap filler. Oh yeah, because that's what would happen. My pillows kept falling back under there. That's the other annoying thing that kept happening. That's the problem. It's true, no, it is. Like, why is it every time I misplace my keys is when I really want to go places, huh? Right? Figures. I need to find my second set, is what I need to do. I wonder if I'll ever find those. I better not have left them anywhere. That's gonna suck. Oh my god, I don't even want to think about it. Do I have to get it from Cadillac? I might not have to get it from Cadillac. I hope not. But I think I will. What a nightmare. No, it's a lesson I'm supposed to be learning. It's the time I'm supposed to be learning it already. I have to have a freaking hook, right, to put my keys on. Yeah. That way there's no issues. But it worked just as good leaving them in my car too, because that way they would already be there. Yeah. Sure, you know it is. Well, all I know is life is short. People are always telling me how life is short and I need to enjoy life more and I need to do this and that and this and that and this and that. So maybe I should do this and that. Like, I don't even like as much care anymore about my teeth or anything. I'm just ready. Like, I'm ready to go anywhere and do anything. Even restaurants, I don't even care anymore. I'm ready to go out and do things. I'm done with sitting around. Sitting around just because. But that was a huge loss. Stupid ass Bitcoin. Bitcoin never does what I want it to. Oh, now she's explaining another debt. What happened?
This is that listen to your body. If it's trying to whisper to you, listen.
I love Dr. G. She's so great. I wish she didn't retire though. That messed up my program. So what was for dinner? What'd you eat for dinner? Did you make dinner yet? Google search Amazon for headboard wedge. Oh, that might be it. A headboard wedge. Yeah. That way everything will be held in place. That is an awesome idea. Oh, and you know what else I came across today when my mom was here helping me? You had pasta? Sounds good. I found the freaking I wrote this on the envelope, okay? But all of the all of the times where there was actually action in the fire cam videos, I wrote them all down. See? 003302 003420. The headlights across the lake flashed. This is all very important notes that I took on this envelope. See, at 003420, the headlights across the lake flashed their lights. At 003320, Kylie's car was in the water. At 003438, the headlights go out in the water. At 003444, the cars meet together and then sitting, and it seems like they're waiting. Then they all drive off, other cars by the water, driving again at 3513. And then at 3545, the lights signal above and the cars by the water go in motion and meet. At 351 or 30 no 003833. So now I'm just writing down all the different times where I saw activity happening. 4159, 4249, 4653, then 4921, 5031, 5105, and then something on the other side of the lake. And I couldn't read that because it was ripped. Then I went all the way up to 2 o'clock in the morning. To 2 o'clock in the morning. So all these timelines right here: 10355, 10417, 10138, 108, 12124, 12140, 104 55, 10537, 10557, 106 633, 1050, 1007, 1356, 1540, 1644, 1722. So this is at 117 and 22 seconds, 117 and 38 seconds, 117 and 58 seconds, 117, 58 seconds and 16, 118:28, 118:40, 119:12, 119:28, 120:08, 120:22, 120, 23:30, 34:28, 25:04, and 157:41 was the final time that I jot down, as far as what I could see on this page. Oh no, 2:04:54 was the last one. 2:04:54. And there was still cars moving around, mind you. There sure was a lot of activity in that area at that night. That nobody can deny. At all whatsoever. I mean, nobody can deny that there was other cars around Kylie's car when her car went into the water. Just because they weren't near her car, like right by her car, they were still in that area within a 1 mile radius, I guarantee you. All kinds of cars in the area. They were meeting up, for F's sake. They were all meeting up, doing their little meets and doing their little talk and making sure that they were covering all their little bases and shit, so they were going to get into no trouble. But I don't think any of those people were like really from Truckee, except for Sam. Because I think it was an outside group that she was with. I don't know why my mouth hurts me. What happened? Oh, I saw this case already yesterday, I think. Lately, I've been spending a lot of time just watching these. I'm going to go for a while and see what's happening. See what time Sissy's going to come home. I'll try to go live a little bit later. Thanks for coming in and spending time with me, Bex. God bless you. See you shortly. And I'll see you soon. Thanks for coming in and being here. Bye for now. We love you, Kylie. We know you didn't drown. Bye for now, Bex. See you soon.